Hi class, and welcome to your Journeys lesson for today. We're going to start our lesson today with a phonemic awareness warm-up. For this warm-up, we are going to be blending some words together. So we know when we blend our words, when we put our arm up, and we hit each of the sounds. So we are going to do those sounds together, and then we will blend the word. Okay, let's get started. So the first sounds we are going to do, for example, if I say with my arm up, I say k, im, k, im. All together, Kim. I said the name of Kim. So now I'm going to say some sounds and then we are going to blend them together, okay? All right. What about t, app? T, app. Do it with me. T, app. All together, tap. The word is tap. Okay, let's do another name. What about K-N? K-N. All together, Ken. The name Ken. Let's do the word am. 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 All together, ham. Let's do the sounds. T, app. T, app. All together, tap. And one more. Let's do one more. Okay. K, it. K, it. K, it. All together, kit. Awesome job. Okay, let's do some practice with our sight words and then our vocabulary words, and then we'll get to our stories for today. Me. M-E. So me is spelled M-E. That is how you spell me. If we were to write in the air the word me, we would write M-E. So do it with me. M-E. That is here. Here. Say the word here. Here. Here is spelled H-E-R-E. Here. If we were to write the word here, everyone get your imaginary pencil ready. We would spell H-E-R-E. Your next word is my. My. Say the word my. My is spelled M-Y. So the M makes the sound, and our Y, instead of the Y, makes the I sound. So when we put together, we get I. My. If we were to write it in the air, we would write M-Y. Oh, one more time. I don't think we had everyone doing it with us. M-Y. Perfect. Next word is the word who. Who. Say the word who. Who is spelled W-H-O. The W-H make the h sound, and our O stands for the oo sound. So when we put together, we get ooh, who. And if we were to write it in the air, we would write W-H-O. For today is the word does. Does. Does is spelled D-O-E-S. So the D makes the D sound, and our O, instead of making a oo or ah sound, it actually makes the sound, like a U. And the ES makes the Z sound, almost like a Z. So when we put it together, we get D-uz. D-uz. And I had somebody point out earlier that if we cover up the E and the S, it is the word do, and that is correct. But we say does when we are saying does. Let's get started on some vocab warm-up. Introduce oral vocabulary. So as you saw in our story, we saw a lot of our vocabulary words and we also said them. But now let's find out what each of these words mean. So in our first vocabulary word, this is the word canvas. Say the word canvas. Canvas. Canvas is the cloth surface that a painter paints on. In our story, the word canvas was used when it says they use paper as their canvas. So some of you may have seen when somebody paints, it looks like paper, but it is a canvas is what it is called. Our next vocabulary word is the word important. Important. The word important means something that matters a lot. In our story, the word important was used when it says, the sounds of the words are important to poets. Some of you have also maybe heard somebody say, this is very important to me, which means it matters a lot. Our next vocabulary word is the word rhythm. Say the word rhythm. Rhythm. Rhythm means a pattern of beats in poetry or music. In our story, we see the word rhythm where it says rhyme and rhythm are the tools poets use to paint their word pictures. So far we have gone over the vocabulary words canvas, important, and rhythm. Let's go over the rest of them. The next vocabulary word we're going to go over is the word combinations. This looks like a pretty long word, but you say it combinations. Everyone say combinations. Combinations are mixes of two or more things. In our story, the word combination is used when it says poets may use combinations of words that rhyme. Combinations. Our next word is row. Row. Everyone say row. A row is a group of things that come one after the other. In our story, the word row is used when we say 3 or 4 words in a row may have the same sound. When I think of a row, I think of seats and seating, like in a church or maybe in a stadium, how there are rows of seats. There can also be we sit in a row on the carpet for story time. That's what Mrs. Collier thinks when I see the word row. And our last vocabulary word to go over is the word ease. Ease means without trouble. The rhyme and rhythm allow a reader to read and say poems with ease. That is how the word ease was used in our story. So this word is ease, and that means without trouble. All right, class, so we learned some new vocabulary words today. We learned canvas, important, rhythm, combinations, row, and ease. Now that we've gone over our vocabulary words, I have a few questions for you. So one of our vocabulary words was the word important. Now the word important means that there is someone or something that matters a lot. Can you name somebody or something in your life that is important to you? In Mrs. Collier's life, I would say someone that is important to me is my dog, Toby. One of our vocabulary words that we learned in our lesson is the word rhythm. The word rhythm is a pattern of beats in poetry or music. So in Mrs. Cook's class, when you go to her music videos, sometimes she will talk about rhythm, or you can hear rhythm in some of the music that she plays. When do you hear rhythm? And lastly, another one of our vocabulary words that we learned this week was the word row. The word row means a group of things that come one after another. My question for you is, what can you arrange in a row? For our story today, we are going to be reading a story called City Mouse and Country Mouse by Debbie O'Brien. So in this story, we have a few different characters. Here we have our cast. Our cast is Country Mouse, City Mouse, and Cat. Notice how there's a picture next to each of these names. The picture is what character is reading in the story. So this is Country Mouse, City Mouse, and Cat. So when we look down at our story, when you see their picture next to a line, that is who is speaking in the story. Now, before we read City Mouse and Country Mouse, we are going to talk about what kind of story this is. This story is called a fable. A fable is a short story in which a character learns a lesson. The characters in a fable are often animals. Fables usually end with a story lesson. The lesson is sometimes called a moral. So we are going to read this fable and find out what lesson the characters learn. So let's get started. Again, when it has a picture of the character next to a line, that is who is speaking in the story. So Cat begins first. Once upon a time, there were 2 mice. Now Country Mouse is going to read. I love my country home. Come eat with me. Now City Mouse is going to read. I like city food better. Come with me to the city. We will eat like kings. I will come. Here is my home. Look at all this yummy food. So down here we can see 2 students who are acting out the story, City Mouse and Country Mouse. We can see that our boy has a hat like City Mouse has on, and the girl has a hat on like Country Mouse does, and they are at a table full of food. Meow, meow. I will have mice for lunch. Who is that? It's Cat. Run and hide. City Mouse, my home does not have fine food, but it is safe. I am going back to the country. Now, let's compare our 2 stories that we read about this week. Now, this week, we read about the story Lucia's Neighborhood and our story City Mouse and Country Mouse that we just read. Now, let's talk about comparing feelings from the story. How do you think Lucia and the mice feel about their neighborhoods? Do you think that they like to live in their neighborhoods? They might not like their neighborhoods? And why? Why do you think, or how do you think Lucia and the mice feel about their neighborhoods? I think in the story Lucia's Neighborhood, Lucia likes her neighborhood. I think this because Lucia goes around her neighborhood with her mother and meets a lot of the people in her neighborhood. She is smiling in the story, and she gets gifts from people in her neighborhood. In our story, City Mouse and Country Mouse, I think that the mice like where they live. And Country Mouse talked about how even though he does not have what City Mouse has, he feels safe at his house. So, boys and girls, when we started our short fable today, we talked about how usually there is a moral of the story or a lesson learned by a character. So what lesson do you think City Mouse learned in the fable today? We can see that City Mouse and Country Mouse went to City Mouse's house because he has fine food to eat in the city. But the cat was at City Mouse's house, which Country Mouse did not like. So Country Mouse says, "My home does not have fine food, but it is safe. I'm going back to the country." So what lesson do you think he may have learned? I think a lesson that we could learn from our story is that even though Country Mouse did not have the fine food that City Mouse does, his home was still safe. So our lesson could be that even if you don't have the same things as others, or even if others may have things that are nicer than yours, it doesn't always mean that they are better than what you have. We're going to read our decodable together called My Pets by Alice Ling and illustrated by Meryl Treatner. Now, as we go through our story and read, Mrs. Collier will read the sentence, and then I want you to try to read it with me afterwards. So let's get started. Big Vic is my pet dog. Kit is my pet cat. So I want you to try to read along with me, okay? So it says, Big Vic is my pet dog. Kit is my pet cat. Kit can get 6 red jets. Get the jets, Kit. Let's read it again. Kit can get 6 red jets. Get the jets, Kit. Big Vic can get 10 tin men. Here, Big Vic, get set, go. Big Vic can get 10 tin men. Here, Big Vic, get set, go. Kit and Big Vic nap in the den. Kit and Big Vic nap with me. Kit and Big Vic nap in the den. Kit and Big Vic nap with me. Big Vic and Kit get fed. Sit, Big Vic, sit. Big Vic and Kit get fed. Sit, Big Vic, sit. Kit fits in the cat bed. Big Vic does not fit. Big Vic does not fit in my bed. Read it with me. Kit fits in the cat bed. Big Vic does not fit. Big Vic does not fit in my bed. And that, boys and girls, is the end of our reading lesson for today. I will see you later. Have a good rest of your day.